So it's all for play for still.
I think so. Do you want to bet against us?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a surprise for the Love of Pomegranate podcast. And I do have one eye on the Sorry, I had one eye on the TV there to see about the Dortmund Atletico game. Anyway, we were not here to talk about that. We were to talk about all things, some things a small bit more exciting, I suppose, than that. Well, it's certainly exciting for us, and certainly exciting for any of you who have been. Are coming to see us on Friday night in the Aston Inn, because we have been. I know when we announced this one, Paddy. Jesus, we announced this one maybe about 6 or 7 weeks ago, and we were saying we're going to have special guests, and then we did, and then we didn't, and I think we didn't again. Then very, very shortly after that, and then we did, and then we didn't, and that's not. And I'm not like joking when I say this, but like there was 3 false dawns that we had on this one. But we do have.
I said it was more. I said it was more false dawns. This is going on to before Christmas.
Yeah, that's true. So, actually, that's true. Yeah. But we do have some guests that we have lined up for the podcast itself. And oh no, Paddy, Phil there for a moment. Tell us about all the people, because I have just realised that people aren't going to be able to see this. Then I'm going to try and share it on the screen. So I'm going to need you.
You take your time there. Well, it's no surprise, but we've already announced one of them. So Michael Huggins is going to be with us. And
Michael Huggins is going to be with us.
Hello.
And Michael, I do apologise. I didn't have a photograph of you, so I don't have you on this announcement photograph. Oh, that's awkward. I'm sorry, Michael.
You won't need a photograph on Friday. Everyone will see him in 3D.
That's it. Exactly. 100%. 100%.
Rachel wants to know, is there actual physical tickets?
Yeah. There's you can get tickets online, and if you just basically what we'll have. I suppose I'll be on the door, Paddy, and we'll be checking people in. But you can pay on the door as well on the night if you wish. Yeah. You can pay on the door as well on the night. Where there is no problem there. Sorry, there now.
You'd only be able to pay cash on the door, unfortunately.
Cash on the door, yeah. Cash on the door, and everything in the venue, bar, alcohol and stuff like that is cash as well. We just always let people know that just because. Mm-hmm. Paddy, keep on filling there. This bloody thing is taking forever to download. It's the second time. I remember this happened from McGrath as well. The exact same thing happened when I went to share the bloody thing. It was it wouldn't. We couldn't actually see what I was going to share.
Yeah, okay. Absolutely. Mark Wood is there. Mark Wood is a special guest who's also hasn't got a picture on our poster, because Mark is our special guest DJ for Friday night, and he's been really, really brilliant looking after us and getting our sound sorted out for us. So we're going to be well equipped to so everyone can hear us on Friday night, thanks to Mark and Emma. So thank you very much for that.
Absolutely. Thank you so much to them. Yeah, without them, this wouldn't be going ahead, because, well, I know myself and Paddy, you probably hear us down the back of the room over 300 or 400 people, but, we'd still need microphones anyway at the same time. But cool. So I've got this started. So listen, I suppose there's 2 little things. We originally, when we said that, put the tickets up for sale, we were aiming for a 7:30 kickoff for this. So the first thing I want to mention to everybody is on Friday, because we've gotten kind of more guests than we thought we would get, and some of our guests have a hard stop, we're actually going to start off a small bit earlier, and I hope that's okay for some people. I know people bought tickets with a 7:30 start, but we still are going to go on to the same time that we were going to afterwards. So we've added an extra bit onto the show, and we're going to kick off at 6:45. And the reason that we're going to kick off at 6:45 in the Aston Social, or in the Aston Inn, should I say, is because this is the lineup that we have for of speakers for the night, and it's going to be great crack. And we're, as I say, Michael Huggins is involved here. There's going to be a Q&A with us afterwards, and we're going to be trying to raise some money for Acorns and the Aston Villa Foundation. But we're delighted to say that we're going to be graced in the presence of 1982 winner Tony Morley. We're going to be graced with Gary Thompson, the voice of Aston Villa himself, Mark Regan. Ty Bracey is going to be dropping in for a chat as well, and a bit of hijinks. And then we're also going to have Justin Hawthorne from the Up the Villa podcast as well. He's going to come and chat to us. Justin's been doing some great stuff on BBC West Midlands recently as well, and it's not just Villa and stuff that he's been chatting about too. So so we're delighted, as I say, and to give you kind of a running order of the way that it's going to work, the three lads are going to be first. So it's going to be Tony Morley, Gary Thompson, and Rego are going to be there from 6:45 until about 7:20, 7:30. I don't think they might know they're going to be there till about 7:30 because they have another engagement as well that night that they're going to.
We'll keep them there as long as we possibly can, and then
absolutely.
Because we all know that the three guys love to talk, so they might want to talk a bit longer. But we've all night to fill, so for as long as people want to talk, although we have a running order, we'll we'll take a couple of breaks in between when we have the guys on and off the stage, and people can get their points in and get back to their seats, and we can go again then. After an intermission, let's say between guests, so we can keep the noise levels down a little bit, but by all means, bring the noise, bring the crack, bring the songs, bring the heckling if you want to bring the heckling. We'll all have a bit of fun.
Absolutely, 100% for 100%. Yeah, and as I say, look, we wanted to announce guests, we wanted to announce what kind of a lineup we would have. We were waiting to see who could actually confirm to come, and we're delighted with the lineup that we have today, and I hope that everybody else is as well. I suppose the one big thing as well to take away is that we were always supposed to be going from 7:30 until about 9:30. We're now going to go from 6:45 to 9:30. So
we'll never be finished at 9:30, but we'll give it a go.
Paddy, I might be ready for bed at that stage. I have to get a bus. I have to get a bus at 2:30 a.m. on Friday morning to get to Dublin Airport to fly out. So come 9:30 on Friday afternoon, I'm going to need some couple of whiskey chasers to keep me going, I think.
You'll be grand, and the last thing we want people to do is shoot off. So we'll be around. We'll be there. Some of the guests will still be there. Everybody will still be there. So we'll go on and we'll chat and we'll answer all the questions you want. And there'll be plenty of people around there to keep the noise going. And of course, Mark will play some music until the good people at the Aston Inn say, I think we're done, lads.
We're done. Is right. Yeah. Kurt, actually, yes, I just see Kurt there. Kurt, I literally only responded, I'd say about an hour ago. I'd say I responded back to that, but you're very good. And as I say, I sent you an email back there later on, or earlier on there today as well. And thank you so much for your wonderful email as well. Kurt has a real nice gesture for the night also, but I keep it as a bit of a surprise for the night. Paddy, do we want to talk about do we talk about the fact that Atletico Madrid couldn't hold their water today?
No. Let's keep it positive because I'm having a good week. I'm in a bit better form than I was. I was in great form the last time I was on the podcast, but I'm in a bit better fettle than I was on Sunday night tonight. And I've been trying to keep away. Now, I did watch a bit of the Dortmund game, but I've been trying to keep away from other football because I'm on the crest of a wave after being down for a week or two on ourselves, and ourselves is all that matters. And I think now, in light of what Dortmund have done today, and who knows what will happen tomorrow, but I think we just got to be positive and try and secure that fourth place ourselves now, and forget about what the coefficient does. Wouldn't that be nice?
Absolutely, yeah. Just get fourth place, and we won't have to worry about it. Wouldn't that be even sweeter? It's funny, because I've seen a couple of people, not Villa fans, I've seen a couple of fans of other teams. Like I just put up, I said, fuck Dortmund or whatever like that. A couple of fans from other teams got involved underneath, and they were like, oh, well, it doesn't really matter because if you don't get fourth place, you don't deserve Champions League anyway. And I was like, Yes, of course you do. Of course you deserve it if the coefficient lets you in there. Like everything, like how far do you go back? 30 years ago, if you got second place, you didn't, or 40 years ago when Villa won it
Well,
40
here,
however
let's
many
be
years
honest.
ago.
Everything's
you had to win the
everything's
bloody thing.
1992 when all these teams that finished second, third, and fourth won Champions
This
League.
is it. Yeah.
And they're not
Do you
champions.
deserve Champions League then? If you're not Champions League, So I don't know what the story is there. It's as I say, it's Look, I still have faith, as everybody knows. I will say I was getting very smug when Atletico went 2-1 up there tonight. I was getting very, very smug about coefficients and stuff like that. But look, as I say, we have to be masters of our own destiny here. And Unai Emery will want to be masters of our own destiny. No excuse culture. The fact that that he knows he doesn't he probably wouldn't even be happy with finishing fifth and getting in the Champions League, albeit he would know how much it could propel the club from financial point of view, from stature point of view, from even from like a fan base around the world point of view. So it's really interesting. And look, I suppose there's a lot to be said. And this Sunday is a massive game as well against Bournemouth. And I'm really looking forward to seeing it. I'm really looking forward to seeing quite a few players live and in the flesh. And Paddy, I don't even know when we're going to get to do a live preview of the Bournemouth game. We probably won't, but we will do a team sheet tantrum. We might even just preview it live at the venue. So that means you have to get to the venue. To see the live preview, I think. It's good. Thank you so much to Glenn. Glenn's after sending us a super sticker for 100 Norwegian kroner. I think that's Norwegian kroner, is it? Thank you so much, Glenn. Really appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah.
I forgot what I was going to say. So we'll send out an email to everyone that has purchased a ticket.
Yes.
Just to let people know that we'll be there from about 5 o'clock. So you're more than welcome to come along from 5 o'clock. Come and meet the lads. Tony Morley, Rigo, Gary Thompson, they'll be there from about 5 o'clock. So you're more than welcome to come along, take photos, take pictures, get whatever you want signed. The lads will be there. And look, it's going to be a great night. I'm excited and looking forward to it now.
Exactly. And Rachel, I suppose, listen, look, the ticket was for your mom. If you DM me on Twitter or even just drop me an email, don't worry about it. If she needs a physical ticket, and once her name is on the list, or once her name is on the list, we'll have a physical list printed out anyway. She's all good. We've never had someone turned away at the door yet, and I don't plan on starting that in Birmingham, so don't worry about it. Thanks a million. And thanks a million for buying tickets as well. Really, really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Brendan Townsend's coming over as well. His flight is tomorrow.
Jesus, don't choke, Neil.
Okay.
I think it's
nearly died just before the podcast.
It's afternoon on Friday, so he'll be hightailing it over to Aston. Brendan, there is a load of people on that flight. A load of people.
Yeah.
So they will all be heading in that direction. So keep an eye out. If there's guys getting in an Uber, jump in with them and head over. But I think there's about 40 people on that flight from Ireland. So keep a close eye and stick together.
If there's a big tall fellow with glasses that has a Cavan accent, just shout out Ronan, and he'll.
Does he have a Cavan accent?
He doesn't really have a Cavan accent. No, he doesn't really have one. But you can't miss him. Big tall fellow, about 6'5", and then you have to guess his age because I got it wrong. They're the only rules. Oh no, my monitor has gone mad here. My one is screaming. Gone back to sleep again. That's all good. Paddy, anything else? I suppose looking forward to the Lille game on Thursday. Like once again, we've got another huge game there. I don't expect there to be a huge pile of rotation. Will we just do a preview now of that as well, Paddy? And
we can do. Difficult enough to preview, but we'll go for it. Look, as I said previously, I've been in this stadium. It's a strange place to get out to. You've got to get the metro, and then you've got to get on a bus, which brings you from the metro station to the stadium. And it was just a ball ache to get to when I was there. But when I got to the stadium, the noise in there was absolutely incredible. So that's what awaits us on Thursday night or Thursday evening. Quarter to 7 local time, quarter to 6 UK and Irish time. It's going to be a tough ask, but I'm confident after the weekend that we can do a job here that will see us through to the semi-final, and I think we can only be optimistic. Obviously, the goal that we conceded is a bit of a downer heading into this, but the players must be absolutely buzzing after the weekend, and I would imagine that we'll be putting out our strongest team for sure.
I think so. Yeah, I think that we'll go relatively strong anyway. You know, we might see Moreno in for Dina. We might see Cash back in. He's back training again. We may see young Tim after 60 minutes, you know. So I think there'll be a small bit more rotation than normal, but I think the confidence of going to the Emirates, somewhere where Arsenal, you know, rarely get beaten recently, to Jesus, to Lille, where Lille rarely get beaten recently as well, will be. I don't think it will knock much snot off the lads like it would, like it does us fans looking at statistics and form guides and everything like that. I think realistically speaking that the team will be well versed, they will be well drilled. That we probably, I would hope that we would see something similar to what we saw at the weekend. Maybe we see Bailey start, maybe we see Diaby start, maybe we see Zaniolo start again. It's going to be an interesting team anyway, and we will be back with the team sheet tantrum anyway on Thursday at 4:30, 4:30, 4:30. We'll be on with team sheet tantrum. Well, I will anyway. I'm looking at Paddy going. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be there for that one. Yeah, so we'll chat further on that. And as I say, I'm looking forward to seeing what that team is like. We don't have the players to do a massive rotation, but you know, I think there will be some sort of rotation there, all right. And whoever we put out anyway, I've got 100% faith in at the moment after the result we had at the weekend.
Yeah, I'm expecting a kind of a similar game to the weekend, to be honest. I think we will be under the cosh to start. I think we will have to tread a bit of water here and let them throw at us whatever they have. And who's to say we won't hit them on the break like we did when Ollie Watkins majestically got away from Emile Smith-Rowe and chipped the goalkeeper the way he did. It was lovely, absolutely lovely. Yeah, but it's not going to be easy. It's really not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy for the fans either to get out to that stadium. I don't envy that part. But when you get in, it's an absolute cauldron of noise. I'm presuming the weather will be good enough that they won't have the roof closed. But even without the roof closed, I believe it's really, really atmospheric.
Was it built for the Euros, Paddy?
I think it was built a good bit before, but with the Euros in mind. Like they've played rugby there. The French national team have played there. They've had awful problems with the pitch because they can't get any natural light into it, so the pitch is always tearing up.
It's one of those ones, yeah.
And when I was there during the Euros, you'd expect in June that the pitch would be in good nick, but there's nothing they could have done to make the pitch any better. No matter what they did, it was just a disaster. So there was a lot of rain as well during the Euros, so they had the roof closed. But yeah, it's a night that I'll never forget because Ireland beat Italy 1-0 thanks to that Robbie Brady goal. And yeah, to be there with my son and my father was pretty special that night. So I hope every Villa fan that goes there this week will have a similar experience and we can get a magic result and hopefully push us on into the semi-final and make this an even more special season for us because it's been pretty special so far.
For sure. Absolutely. I echo that as well. So yeah, I think that's going to do it, everyone. A shorter podcast, but as I say, really just wanted to kind of let everybody know the main points. If anybody is late going to the podcast, we have announced who is going to be with us on Friday, the 19th of April. The biggest piece of news for everyone, and we will send an email out to everyone right now after this podcast, is it's a 6:45 kickoff as opposed to a 7:30 kickoff. It doesn't affect the end time. We're still going into the close, mostly with the podcast anyway, but it's just when the opportunity came up to have Tony and to have Gary and to have Mark as well, on top of everything else, that we jumped at it. And those guys have a hard stop at I think about 7:30, so they'll be there a bit earlier, and then we'll be going on stage around 6:45 on stage. It sounds a bit weird in the afternoon, but we'll be chatting to the guys, I suppose, on microphones, I suppose, around 6:45, and then we'll continue straight through until the wee hours of the night then as well afterwards. So delighted to see you, and hopefully you all come along to join us.
Absolutely.
Excellent.
Kyle asks about the Artios partnership. I just don't know enough about it, to be honest. To give you any kind of insight, I will be asking a few people over the coming days, and perhaps we can shed a bit more light. But you can be sure.
If anybody's looking for info on it, the best person I've seen speaking about it at the moment, now there's been quite a lot, and I'm sure there's loads of people that have spoken really well on it, but Matt Burton, I think his name is, on Twitter. He did a lot of research into where these guys came from, and posted a lot to do with their bios. I suppose the biggest thing for me with regards to it is it's adults in the room. It's competent people. Some people might look at it from it's 2024 business setup. Now, I know a lot of people will look at it and say corporate, potential money grab, potential asset strip there. I don't think that that's the situation at all. You could say that about any corporation. You could say that about anybody with money who buys any club. But these guys look like they're in there to obviously invest, and that does mean taking a dividend out of the club as well. I'm okay with that as long as the investment is worthwhile. And I think it's fair to say that the club does need investment from an infrastructural point of view. Whether it means moving from Villa Park into a different area, I don't know. I still don't think that I think that they want to keep it at Villa Park. That's probably why they built the new training ground next door. They made this big song and dance about having a thoroughfare between one to the other, being able to see the stadium and where you will progress to. But look, all will be written in the stars afterwards. I think for the moment, I'm really interested in what's going on the field at the moment. We'll have 3 months to talk about what's going on off the field. And I'm sure there will be loads of stuff going on off the field over the next 3 months within Aston Villa as well. But I think from an infrastructural point of view, it makes sense, especially with Andy. I was getting, what's his surname? Is it Andy Street or Andy Burnham? I always get the two of those guys mixed up. The guy who announced about the new Witten station. That Andy guy, I think his name is Andy anyway. He came out then with his big announcement as well. So stars are beginning to align, from that point of view, and we'll see what happens there. It's Andy Street. Yeah, I thought it was Andy Street as well. Andy Station, Matt Lang says no. Andy Street. Well, we can call it the Andy Station. That's what we might do. If he gets a bloody thing built, we call it the Andy Station. I have no problem with that. For sure. But I think we'll leave it at that, guys, and we will be back, as I say, with team sheet tantrums and stuff like that on Thursday, and post matches on Thursday. And then, as I say, I'll be getting about 2.5 hours sleep, getting up, catching a bus to Dublin Airport for red-eye flight to go and have some crack with all my kindred spirit Aston Villa fans over in Birmingham, and I can't wait for it. Really, really can't.
I'm not looking forward to that 2:00 bus, but we'll be fine.
Yeah. Won't be the last time we'll do it either. It won't be the first time.
We might be lucky and get into our rooms and get a power nap when we get there.
I love sleeping on buses anyway, so I'm absolutely fine. I have no problem with that. And sleeping on planes as well I could do that for a job. So if anybody does know, if anybody needs to test how comfortable plane seats are, I'm your man, because I will sleep on anything. So that's absolutely fine. Right, going to leave it at that. See you again on Thursday at around 4:30 for a team sheet tantrum. In the meantime, everyone, stay safe, stay healthy. Thanks so much for joining. Thank you to all our guests that are coming. And don't forget, it's a 6:45 kickoff and not a 7:30 kickoff on Friday as well. So it's a bit earlier, but that means that we're going to pack a small bit more in for everybody that's coming as well. So Thanks so much. Yeah. Stay safe, stay healthy, and all that's left to say is up the Villa.
Up the Villa.